What is poppin', YouTube people and world? My name is Ghiman Mckinney, or you can just call me Juice. That is my nickname. Appreciate all you guys for tuning into my video and channel today. Be sure to smash the like button right now if you're rocking with your boy. Subscribe to the channel if you are new as well. I do post a ton of great sports videos weekly and almost every single day if I can. Turn on post notifications too so you don't miss a single video. It's only right. Okay, New York Football Giants. We'll talk about them in this video, and I'm going to break down their entire 2019-20 schedule. I will see where I can find some wins and losses for the New York Football Giants in 2019-2020. We'll see if they can improve on what they did last year, but honestly, last year was not a very good season. Honestly, the Giants had a bad season last year. A lot of Giants fans will tell you the same thing. A 5-win football team is not very good. Eli Manning actually last year put up solid numbers. He actually had a career high in completion percentage. He completed 66% of his passes. That is a career high for Eli Manning. So Eli Manning, when you look at the statistics, it looked like Eli Manning was a serviceable quarterback. But when you watch the games, you can clearly see and realize Eli Manning, father time has hit this man. He's no longer a great starting quarterback. He's one of the bottom level starting quarterbacks. Eli Manning today, right now, is a below average quarterback. He's obviously a Hall of Famer, gonna walk into the Hall of Fame, a two-time Super Bowl champion for a reason, all-time great player, all-time great quarterback. But again, right now, father time has hit Eli Manning. Now, I'll say this about Eli Manning. He comes across as a guy that's very smart. He knows what he's doing. He recognizes defenses very well. Knows how to get in and out of the right plays. Okay, can make some decent throws. But again, when you watch Eli Manning, he does not have the arm strength he used to have. He does not have the athleticism he used to have. He doesn't have the same juice when he throws the ball. He just can't make some of the throws he used to make. And honestly, guys, like I said, father time will catch up to you in the National Football League. Okay, and honestly, Eli Manning, if you put talent around him, okay, he's going to be a decent quarterback. But honestly, the Giants, when you have a bad offensive line, when you have a bad defense, we have inconsistent wide receiver play. Eli Manning is a guy that's not going to do well on a flawed football team. The Giants are a flawed football team. They're not a very good team. If you put Eli Manning on the Patriots or the Steelers, he can potentially win you games. But when you ask Eli Manning to elevate the troops around him, he's not a very good quarterback anymore. He's just not. He can't do that anymore. He's too old, not very good anymore. Now, I will say this. The bright spot for the Giants was Saquon Barkley this past year. A lot of people gave the Giants a lot of heat for taking Saquon Barkley with a number 2 overall pick in the draft. A lot of people said, oh, you passed on Josh Rosen, you passed on Sam Darnold, you passed on Josh Allen, you passed on Lamar Jackson. You could have maybe taken Baker Mayfield if you traded it up. And I'm going to say this right now. The Giants made the right selection taking Saquon Barkley. To me, Saquon Barkley is already one of the 2 best running backs in the National Football League. Saquon Barkley is very, very good. I had no problem with him taking Saquon Barkley, okay? But I will say this. I did have a problem with the Giants draft this year. To me, them drafting Daniel Jones, number 6 overall, over Dwayne Haskins, the quarterback out of Ohio State, was the wrong move to me. Now, I will applaud the Giants. They took a quarterback. They need to take a quarterback because Eli Manning, the guy's washed up. Father time is hitting him. He's not the future of the Giants anymore. He's not a very good serviceable quarterback anymore. So you need to take a quarterback. The only problem was, I think you selected the wrong one. To me, Dwayne Haskins clearly was head and shoulders above everyone else in this entire draft. He was even better than Kyler Murray, in my opinion. Dwayne Haskins was the best thrower of the football in the entire draft, okay? To me, I'm an Ohio State fan. I watched a ton of Dwayne Haskins games. Now, I'm not a Giants fan. I'm a Packers fan, so I'm speaking from this perspective, okay? But look, Dwayne Haskins, to me, as the year went on, got even better and better when he faced better competition, okay? He shredded the Washington defense. He shredded the Michigan defense. The guy got better and better as the year went on. And to me, he was more NFL ready, even with 1 year starting in college. Even 1 year starting was better than Daniel Jones was at Duke. To me, Daniel Jones was the 5th best quarterback in the draft. I'm going to say it right now. He was the 5th best quarterback in the draft. To me, Drew Lock, okay, Will Grier, Kyler Murray, and Dwayne Haskins were better quarterbacks than Daniel Jones. I don't care what any scout says. This is just my opinion. It's what I saw. I watched a ton of games, watched a ton of film. Daniel Jones, to me, was the 5th best quarterback in the entire draft. I understand Will Grier went 3rd round to the Panthers, and people are sleeping on him. I'm going to tell you right now, if Will Grier gets a chance in the NFL, he will right those haters wrong. Same with Kyler Murray. Same with Dwayne Haskins. Same with Drew Lock. I think they are better quarterbacks than Daniel Jones. But I will say this about Daniel Jones. I'm not here to call him a bust right away, okay? The Giants have wrapped their arms around him. Now, personally for me, drafting someone number 6 overall, that's one thing. That's one of the things as well. To me, if you're going to draft Daniel Jones, take him at number 17 at the very least. Okay, don't take him at number 6 overall. That's way too high for a quarterback like Daniel Jones. I thought he would have been there at 17 for the New York Football Giants. I even thought he potentially could have been there in the second round. But I will say this about Daniel Jones. He was able to win football games behind a terrible offensive line in college, okay? And terrible wide receiver play. So Daniel Jones, he's used to playing with a lot of bums, okay? He's not like Dwayne Haskins and Kyler Murray, who are used to throwing to 5- and 4-star wide receivers and great offensive linemen. Daniel Jones, to me, was able to win football games for Duke. He carried that Duke football team. He was the heart and soul of that Duke football team. And he's mobile, too. So I'm not giving up on Daniel Jones. I think potentially he can work in the NFL. To me, he just has a very low ceiling. To me, Dwayne Haskins' ceiling is higher than Daniel Jones. To me, Kyler Murray's ceiling is higher than Daniel Jones. To me, Drew Lock's ceiling is higher than Daniel Jones. Will Greer's ceiling is higher than Daniel Jones. But I think Daniel Jones potentially can work in the National Football League. I'm not here to call him a bust yet. I just would not take him at number 6 overall over Dwayne Haskins, because I think Dwayne Haskins is potentially a future superstar in the National Football League, okay? But obviously the Giants, you added DeAndre Baker, you added O'Shea and Zims in the draft, okay? You drafted Dexter Lawrence. So the Giants added some decent players in the draft. Okay, we'll see where Daniel Jones can take them. And honestly, the Giants actually said that they will start Daniel Jones. They will sit Daniel Jones for 2 or 3 years if they need him to. So the fact that Daniel Jones is going to potentially properly develop is very, very key. He's learning behind a Hall of Fame quarterback in Eli Manning. You can learn a lot of things from Eli Manning in the National Football League. And let's be real. If quarterbacks are pushed into starting too early, they potentially are going to develop bad habits and not develop properly. So in the long run, Daniel Jones might be the best quarterback in this draft because he's going to develop properly potentially. So we'll see. I will say this about the Giants. There's a lot of questions early on in the season, especially at wide receiver. Corey Coleman, torn ACL. Sterling Shepard is hurt right now. Okay, Darius Slayton, a guy who they like a lot, is hurt right now, okay? Golden Tate suspended the first 4 games of the season for PEDs. So the Giants, who traded Odell Beckham Jr. away, which I thought was a dumb, stupid move. I mean, how can you trade away Odell Beckham Jr.? The only reason why you traded away Odell Beckham Jr. was because of non-football related things. Odell Beckham Jr. should still be a New York Giant today. I don't know why they traded him. Dave Gettleman, to me, that was a stupid decision. I don't know why he traded away OBJ. So there's a lot of questions of wide receiver. And to me, Eli Manning, I don't know if he's even a serviceable quarterback last year if Odell Beckham Jr. doesn't play for most of the games. I mean, Odell Beckham made Eli Manning look better than he actually was. And Eli Manning still looked bad with OBJ in the lineup last year. So let's get right into the Giants' schedule. I have talked enough, in my opinion. At the Cowboys, Bills, at Buccaneers, Redskins at home. At the Cowboys, that's a loss. Bills at home's a win. At Buccaneers, loss. Redskins at home, loss. Look, you could win the game versus the Cowboys, but again, there's just too many questions for your team. The Cowboys' head and shoulders are the better football team. It's at Dallas. I think you're going to lose that game. Just pretty much if you stop Saquon Barkley, you stop this entire offense. The Cowboys have the personnel to stop Saquon Barkley. Their run defense and linebackers is very, very good. That's going to be a loss for the Giants, whether Eli Manning or Daniel Jones plays. Buffalo Bills at home. That's a win. I like the Bills. They've improved their offensive line. They added to their wide receiver core in the draft. Well, they signed David Stills out of West Virginia. That's not adding to them in the draft. That's just signing a player. But either way, they improved. Josh Allen, to me, was able to win games with not as much talent around him last year. But again, you get him at home. Saquon Barkley, the Giants' secondary should be improved. That's one strength of the Giants' defense. I think it's their secondary. So the secondary of the Giants will be improved. Saquon Barkley should carry them enough to a win. At Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I think that's a loss. Look, Jameis Winston to me is going to be improved. They got O.J. Howard. They got Mike Evans. They hired Bruce Arians to help stabilize that football team. The Buccaneers are not a terrible team. They added Devin White in the draft. It's at Tampa Bay. It's at Tampa Bay, a road game. I don't see the Giants beating Jameis Winston, who I think will be definitely improved this year under Bruce Arians, who makes all his quarterbacks better on the road. Then you catch a tough loss there at Redskins at home. I think that's a loss. Look, you split with them last year, but again, I don't know. The Redskins, to me, are a better football team than you. Defensive line, the Redskins have a very good defensive line. Your offensive line is flawed. The Redskins add to the wide receiver corps. Potentially Dwayne Haskins is going to be their quarterback at this time. To me, right now, Dwayne Haskins is a better quarterback than Daniel Jones or Eli Manning. I think you lose to the Redskins at home. The next 4 games, Vikings at home, at Patriots, Cardinals at home, at the Detroit Lions. To me, you're going to win. The only game you're going to win that 4-game stretch is the Cardinals game. Okay, I'll explain myself why. The Vikings, to me, it's a home game, but look, you potentially could win that game, but the Vikings are a better team than you head and shoulders. Kirk Cousins is a decent quarterback. Not saying Kirk Cousins is an elite quarterback. He makes way too many mistakes and does not win enough big games for me. But again, he's a serviceable quarterback. You'll lose that game, even though you're at home. At Patriots, Eli Manning has had success versus Tom Brady and the Patriots in the past, but let's be real. Eli Manning at this point in his career is a shot fighter. The Patriots, it's in New England. There's no way the Giants win this game. They'll take away Saquon Barkley. They'll take away your weapons. You'll lose that game. Now, Cardinals at home. I think the Cardinals are going to be improved this year. To me, the Cardinals have one of the best drafts in the entire 2019 draft. To me, they had the best draft. Okay, but you don't fix all those issues usually in one season. Kyler Murray to me is a special player, but again, we don't know potentially with him. It's at New York. It's in New York. I think you get a home. I think you win a home game versus the Cardinals. At the Detroit Lions. Look, I'm not super high on the Lions this year, but again, they added Mike Daniels in the offseason. They added T.J. Hawkinson in the draft. They're going to be improved. Their defensive line is very good. They added Trey Flowers in the offseason. To me, it's at the Detroit Lions. You potentially could win the game in Detroit, but again, it's a road game. I don't trust Eli Manning or Daniel Jones to beat Matthew Stafford at home. On the road, I should say. You'll lose that game. Let's look at your next 4 games, okay? So, Cowboys at home, okay, at the Jets, bye week, Bears at Chicago, Packers at home. No wins in that stretch. I don't see you winning any of these games. I just don't. I don't see you winning any of these games. The Cowboys are a better football team than you this year. Okay, they're a better team. They swept you last year. They're going to sweep you again. They're a Super Bowl contender. Pretty much, running back, wide receiver. They got Amari Cooper. Defense is elite. I just don't see the Giants beating the Cowboys this year at all. The talent gap between the Cowboys and Giants is just humongous, in my opinion. You'll lose that game. At the Jets, I could see you maybe win this game, but again, I just don't see it. They added C.J. Mosley in the offseason. They added Quentin Williams in the draft to me, who was the best not wide receiver, the best overall player in the entire draft was Quentin Williams to me. Jamison Crowder they added Le'Veon Bell. Adam Gase to me is a very good head coach. It's at the New York Jets. Well, again, it's a home game pretty much for each team because it's at MetLife Stadium. But again, I just think the Giants, they're not a better football team to me today than the Jets. Sam Darnold has some potential. I think you lose that game to the Jets. Bye week at Bears. Look, you beat them last year. There's no way you're going to beat them again this year. You got lucky last year when you beat the Bears. You will not beat them in Chicago. Now, Green Bay at home. That's my team, the Packers. You potentially could win this game because Aaron Rodgers historically has struggled to win games at New York. But again, the Packers, they're improved. This is the best defense Aaron Rodgers has had since the Super Bowl that he won. The only Super Bowl that he's won. Matt LaFleur, to me, is a very good head coach, in my opinion. I think he's an upgrade of a head coach over Mike McCarthy. The Packers are a better football team than you today. I mean, it's pretty much Aaron Rodgers versus Eli Manning or Daniel Jones. Who are you going to pick? I'm going to pick Aaron Rodgers. That's a loss for you guys. The only reason why I'm giving you a chance is because you're at home. So the next 4 games, at the Eagles, Dolphins at home, at Redskins, Eagles at home. 1 win. I only see 1 win in that 4-game stretch. I can only see you beating the Dolphins. That's the only game I see you winning. Okay? At the Eagles, look, you're not better than the Eagles. They're going to sweep you this year. The Eagles, to me, are the most talented team in all of football. Offensive line, quarterback, wide receivers, defensive line, secondary. They have elite players all around. You're just undermined. The fact that you have to travel to Philadelphia is the downfall for you guys here in this game. Dolphins at home. Look, to me, Ryan Fitzpatrick or Josh Rosen, they're not the answer to the quarterback for the Dolphins. I'm sorry. Dolphins, you could tell me that that they are the answer at quarterback for you guys. They're not. You get them at home. You'll beat the Dolphins at home. At the Redskins, lost. Look, the Redskins, like I said, they're a better team than you. Defensive line, they're better. Offensive line, they're better. Quarterback, they're going to be better with Dwayne Haskins starting, okay? Wide receiver, about even. They did add some players in the draft. They added Kelvin Harmon and, Terry McLaurin out of Ohio State. They still got Jordan Reed, okay, a very good tight end. Again, the Redskins, they're just a better football team than the Giants this year. I have them sweeping you this year. Now, you could potentially beat the Philadelphia Eagles at home, the final game of the season, because the Philadelphia Eagles might have already wrapped up a playoff spot or the division by that time. But I'm going to assume the Eagles potentially do not wrap up the division at that time. I think you lose to Philadelphia, even in New York. So, in conclusion, I got the Giants going 3-13. A disappointing season for the Giants once again. Again, I didn't like your draft. Look, I think you need to add a pass rusher in the draft. You didn't do that. You added O'Sheen Zims, who's a very good player. But again, you could have added a Montez Sweat. You could have added potentially a better player. You could have added Josh Allen. You didn't do that. Even if Daniel Jones is a long-term answer for you at quarterback, I don't think in his first season, with the questions you have at wide receiver, losing Odell Beckham, I just don't think Daniel Jones is going to succeed right away in New York. And Eli Manning, to me, if you keep him in the starting lineup, he's a shot fighter. To me, the only reason Eli Manning was even a serviceable quarterback last year was because he was throwing to Odell Beckham Jr. I just don't see this Giants team winning a lot of games. Unfortunately, the Giants, the bright spot for your team is Saquon Barkley. You have improved in some areas of your team, but again, I just don't see the Giants winning a lot of games in 2019-20. I got the Giants with only 3 wins in 2019-2020. So again, a disappointing season for the New York Giants in 2019 and 2020. That's a wrap for this video. Giants fans, tell me why I'm right. Tell me why I'm wrong. Be sure to smash the like button if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new as well. Do post a ton of great sports videos weekly and almost every single day if I can. And guys, I want to tell you something right now. It's my favorite thing in the world to do, to make YouTube content for you guys. I appreciate all you guys that have tuned into my channel and watch all my videos. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I want to become a sports analyst when I get older and have that as a full-time job for me. That's what I want to do for a full living when I get older. So, if you believe in my dreams and you believe in me and you like my content, my channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Share this channel on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it on Instagram, all that good stuff. Just help this channel grow. The best thing you guys can help me do to achieve my dreams and to just satisfy me and help me is to help tell your friends about the Juice Alert in 2019, 2020, and so forth. Appreciate all you guys that have watched videos and tuned into my channel. I love you guys. God bless, and I'm out.